Hello everyone, how are you all doing? I hope everyone is well. What an interesting few days. You know what, the season's just finished. I know we've still got some playoffs going on. The season's just finished. The transfer window is a month or two away from even being open, and the rumours circulating, the things that are going on already is enough to get me excited. And you know, when I get excited, a video comes out of it and we have to just try and talk about it. Now, I know a few of you Blues fans have probably been looking around on social media, and in the dark corners of the Blues pages, a name has been mustering, and that name is Steve Bruce. It's such a random rumour. It feels like it's come out of nowhere. I'll tell you where it's come from. It's come from an interview that he recently done talking about the relegation of Birmingham City. For some of you younger fans who may not know, I'm 28 years old. Steve Bruce used to manage Birmingham City around the 2002 period. He got us promoted into the Premier League. Brought some great players to the club like Dugarry, for example, Christophe Dugarry. Had relatively good finishes, 14th, 12th, 10th, not in that particular order, but there and abouts. Did eventually end up being relegated, and that, from what I remember, I think he was whisked away to, I think it was Newcastle. He's taken by Newcastle. But a good period, good tenure for some of the younger fans. But he's recently come out and done an interview talking about the cocktail of emotions that he's experiencing due to the Birmingham City relegation. He kind of, in so many words, said the fault doesn't lie 100% with Wayne Rooney. He seems to remember that Mark Venus didn't have the best time at the club, actually quoted saying he did lose 6 on the spin. So make of that what you will. In regards to the apparent him getting the Birmingham City job, let me just say first and foremost, Tony Mowbray is our manager. We are happy with Tony Mowbray, and that's the way it is for now. Sorry about that. That's the way it is for now. However, it is fun to speculate. Is it disrespectful to Tony Mowbray? I don't think so. We're just fans. We're just having a laugh, having a talk. The what ifs of football. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. It's not a name that I ever would have considered. If, say, Tony Mowbray didn't want the job and he just wanted an early retirement, I'm sure no Blues fan will blame him, as much as we do love him and want him back. It's not a name I would have considered for Blues. It's not a name I necessarily want, but again, it's not a name that I'd be mad at. Tell me how you guys feel. He hasn't been managed for quite a while. I'll read you a quote from this interview that he'd done. It says, according from a surprise report from Football Insider, it is claimed that Bruce is keen to make a return to the club as their manager should the position become available. That's a direct quote. The report reveals that Bruce is not yet ready to hang up his managerial boots just yet, and that his ambitions of guiding a team in the near future are positive. Don't know what that means. That basically means he wants to manage a team and he's got his eyes on Birmingham. We all know what modern day journalism is like, so take that with a grain of salt. That is a direct quote from the website. Tell me how you guys feel. I think it's a bit of a weird one. I didn't expect it to come out of anywhere. In other news, Michael Duff to Huddersfield. I thought that was very random. I'm not sure where that all went wrong with him and Swansea. It never really seemed to get off the ground. Blues fans, you remember we actually beat them right at the start of the season, possibly our first game. I remember Dembele having a great game and scoring his debut goal for the club. It never got off the ground with him. However, he did have a good stint at Barnsley. I don't know if you remember, after they got relegated from the Championship the first time round a few years ago. He took over, won Manager of the Month like 3 bloody times, maybe twice. Done really well. Missed out in the playoffs to Sheffield Wednesday, I believe they lost 1-0, but had a good tenure at the club. I don't think that's a bad signing from Huddersfield. It's a positive signing, and the general consensus around League One seems to be that if you can have a good manager, good ownership, and a decent back line, you're 50% of the way there to making it to the playoffs and beyond. That if you then can align, the trajectory of the club just takes off. And I think that may be just down to the level of professionalism surrounding owners at that level. A lot of the club seems to swap and change hand a lot. But hey, Blues fans, we're lucky that we never ended up down there while we was with our previous owners, because we could have just fell off into the precipice of football, never to be seen again. League One will do that to you. So it's very lucky we went down with the owners we have, as much that is a bittersweet sentence. In terms of transfers, now, last video I did say I can't see us holding on to Andre Dazal simply because we've now been relegated. I said if the situations were the other way around and QPR got relegated and we stayed up, it's a much more likely possibility. However, QPR are not going to renew his contract. We all know that Tony Mowbray is a big fan of him. Is that enough to secure his future with Birmingham City? Bearing in mind there could be other clubs on the lookout for him. As a young player, he obviously knows Tony Mowbray is a fan of him. He's been quoted saying he's got a wand of a left foot and he's a brilliant young talent. I believe Tony Mowbray actually used to play for his dad, played with his dad at Blackburn. I believe that's right. So there's a bit of history there. Is that enough to make a young player come to a club knowing he's in the safe hand of a manager that wants him? He, like us, probably wants some reaffirming words from Tony Mowbray. I don't know if they've spoken behind the scenes. If they have, then you'd imagine that deal was pretty done and dusted. You know, the kind of fallback thought in his head may be, well, odds on Bucky's favourite to go straight back up into the Championship where I can relaunch my career. Not that League One's necessarily the end of a young player's career, but you'd certainly hope to be higher up the levels in English football. And last but certainly not least, onto the final rumour. George Byers from Sheffield Wednesday. Blues fans, you remember he scored against us in our November fixture where we won 2-1. He also hit the post off a free kick, I don't even remember. He's a centre mid, kind of a cam, but not really. He's 27 years old. I've watched some clips of him. He seems to do well on the ball. However, Sheffield Wednesday aren't renewing his contract. Make of that what you will. With League One signings, I'm a bit here nor there. Whatever Tony Mowbray thinks work, I'll agree with. I haven't got any nailed on opinions other than I want to see more of our academy players, and I'd like to hold on to a few, i.e. Laird and Buchanan. Beyond that, I don't have big aspirations for who we're going to sign. I'm not sure where that's going to go. I'm happy to leave that in the hands of Tony Mowbray. Just a quick update from me today. I'm kind of trying to keep the videos within that 7 to 10 minute space. Easily digestible, bite-sized chunks that people can just tune in and click on the go. If this is the length of video you like, let me know and I can keep them coming. I felt like the 40-minute video the other day may have been a bit too much. I just have a proclivity to go off on a rant as soon as I start talking about the Blues, and that helps feed my thoughts for the day. Let me know how you guys feel. Any Huddersfield fans that have tuned in, let me know how you feel about Michael Duff. I think it's a good signing personally. Is there someone else you had in mind? One thing you can't slate the club for is they didn't waste time going without a manager like Barnsley have. Barnsley have been 3 to 4 weeks without a manager now, something stupid like that. And at this time in the season, it's now your time to really start building your house for the future. So let me know how you guys feel. Keep right on everyone. Like, comment, subscribe. It doesn't cost anything to do. It takes a second. And it makes me happy. And if that's not a reward, I don't know what is. But I really appreciate you guys. Take it easy.